I think when I think about my potential, I use that as an excuse to not work as hard. I think when I look at all the people who have told me that I will do great things, if I look at myself and the thoughts that I have of myself and say that I'll do great things, that has made me complacent. And so one thing that I find very admirable about a lot of professional athletes, a lot of people that are very successful, is that despite the potential that they may have been told, despite how great they've been told they would be, that did not stop them from working. In fact, it may have even helped them work even harder than they ever thought they would. You look at people like Wemby and LeBron, and you have so much pressure and tension, and a lot of people relying or expecting such high things, and it doesn't seem like it phases them. And I think that doesn't come from the fact that people have told them that they're great. I don't think because people say that they're going to be great, that is what gives them confidence. I think the work they put in is basically the most confident building thing you can ever do. And it's not just a level of, okay, if I just kind of stay the course. I think with a lot of these athletes, they really push themselves beyond what they thought they needed to do to get to the position they're in. One thing I'm curious about is a lot of athletes, especially NBA players who may not have the career that they wanted, may not have the longevity they expected. I'm wondering how many people who have felt that way have looked at their past and said to themselves that, oh, if I had worked harder, then I would have been in the league still, or I would have done so much more. I think there are some people that, despite them working as hard as they could, given the opportunities that they had, it just didn't work out. And I think for them, although it may have been frustrating to not get what they want, there's probably a lot more peace because they really can sit there and say that I've done everything that I felt like I needed to do to get what I want, and I just didn't get what I want. Whereas for people who maybe once they got into the league became very complacent and therefore did not work or strive as hard as maybe they even initially thought they had to. And so when things didn't go their way, now they're kind of haunted by the fact that, oh man, if I just worked really hard, I wouldn't be in the position I am right now. And so for me, I look into my life and I say to myself, like, I've gotten this far, and yes, it's good, but obviously I want to keep going. I want to pursue higher things, and I don't want to be complacent simply because of how far I've come. I don't want to look back and say like, oh man, like I wish I worked harder. I wish I did more than I did right now. There are things I want to aspire to do. There are things where people tell me I have the potential to do this and that. But at the end of the day, like, it doesn't matter. Like, I just need to put in the work necessary to get to where I want to be. And it isn't enough to just put in the work. There has to be a level of putting in an insane amount of work, because there are people, myself included, where we will put in a certain amount of work, and when we don't get what we want, we think that we've been robbed. There's a level of entitlement that we have in terms of, I put in X amount of work, so I should get Y results. And that's, I think, the one thing that's so tough and frightening about trying to obtain success, is that you need hard work to succeed, but hard work does not guarantee success. And so to basically try and put yourself in a position where the success is almost guaranteed, you have to probably put in an insane amount of work just for reassurance. If you put in 100x the amount of work that maybe was required to do something, you just have a bit more peace knowing that you're more likely to get it. And so I'm trying to really obtain or implement that mindset into anything I do. I see a lot of these players, and it does not matter what they've been told in the past. It does not matter who's in their ear saying this and that. They know that if they put in an insane amount of work, that the success is undeniable. And if they don't get it, then they'll put in an even higher level amount of work. But obviously, you just keep working until the results are there. And so I think that's the idea. It's to outwork your potential. There's so much more, or there's so much you think you deserve, but really, you really don't deserve anything. And in a way, you kind of just have to put yourself in a position where people can look at what you've earned and it's just undeniable that, like, you put in the work to get that.